I'm going to talk about one of the theories of international relations, which is realisms. Realisms has two, which is classical realisms and also neo-realisms. Let's talk about classical realisms. State is the key actors and struggle of powers. In realisms, the nation-state is the principal actors in international relations, where the state is the prime actor in the international systems, which pursue to national interests. Other individuals and organizations exist, but the power is limited. Decision makers have to be rational actors where lead to the pursuit of national interests of a state. Balance of power is one of the reasons of anarchy. Conflict of national interest for the state is to secure the balance of power. Balance of power is there is no single state able to be the global power. Balance of power between nation-states was needed due to the international anarchy, which is mean the absence of anyone being in charge internationally and also no supreme power to create international order. From this, nation-states need to self-help, where they need to rely on themselves to safeguard their nations. There are famous scholars in classical realism, which is Niccolo Machiavelli with his books The Prince, 1532. The end justifies the means. In this context, the male is always the leader with the primary concerns to promote national security, where emphasizing the powers and deceptions. From the realist views, good when they can. They are willing to use violence when necessary to guarantee the survival of the state. Additionally, in the context of realism, man is evil, and human beings are egoistic and desire for power, where human natures of the state leader is able to impact on state behavior. Another famous scholar in classical realism is Hans Morgenthau. In his realist view, he emphasizing power over morality. Is where morality is avoided in policy making because he thinks morality leads to weaknesses and also possibility to lead to dominations of other nations or competitors. Political actions must be directed toward keeping, increasing, and demonstrating power. Peace can only be achieved if war is eliminated through defeat. Okay, let's start about talking neo-realisms. Neo-realism is mean justify the ends. Neorealism is an advanced model of classical realism where to reach regional hegemony. In neorealism, peace can achieve if the state collaborates through regional security, which is able to form alliance as a way to ensure survival, similarities among states, or enemy of my enemies. This can look at the context where the United States and Soviet Union is able to cooperate in the World War II because they saw the rising Germany's and they sought to balance it. After World War II, they were able to be enemy against in the Cold War, where they are able to collaborations to seek for the balance of powers and also the survival of the state. There are famous scholars in neorealism, which is Kennedy's Neil Watts, which famous with Theory of International Politics 1979. All states are contracts by acting in an international anarchy system where any course of actions they pursue is based on their relative powers when measures against other states. Defensive realism, assuming the state seeks to maintain their securities in a world full of threats and other challenges. Defensive realists argue that, while under anarchy, effort to increase power may generate spirals of hostility. According to defensive realists, which was, state try to maintain status quo and the balance of powers in the system. According to Watts, state were not power maximizers but rather security maximizers. Once state have enough power to be secure, they were content and would not pursue greater power. Another famous scholars of neorealism is John Joseph Benjamin. Benjamin's popular with offensive realisms argued that state can never truly be secure and that only through power maximizations can states ensure their survival. The reason why measurements reject the invalidity of balance of power is due to the collective actions problems involved in balancing, as states are wary of incurring the cost of challenging strong states by allying with weaker states. They will let other states balance the treating powers under their own security is in grave dangers. This means that aggressive state cannot be easily curtailed as war thinks. In offensive realism, Bechamel argued that the best way for great powers to ensure their global survival is to maximize powers and pursue hegemony. And related to current issues, South China Sea dispute. The South China Sea territorial dispute is a significance that involves the six states: the Philippines, Vietnam, Malaysia, Brunei, China, and Taiwan. The People's Republic of China claimed its particular aggressive, where it claimed the area refers to the 10-dash line, which is their historical claims, which encompasses about 80% of the South China Sea, where this is rejected by the surrounding nations at South China Sea because it was not according to the United Nations Conventions on Law of the Sea. The South China Sea is an extremely valuable territory for both economic and military reasons, where it's a strategic place that popular global trade pass through the South China Sea, and the sea is rich in hydrocarbons and fishes, making a huge economic importance to the state, where this may the reason everyone wants South China Sea. Let's see about China's strategies on South China Sea dispute with the theory of realisms. China's actions in South China Sea indicate that its security strategy in Asia is informed primarily by the principle of offensive realisms. China seems to seek regional hegemonies as South China Sea to project power in Asia. China's strategies in the South China Sea align with the realist principles, emphasizing national interests and power dynamics. Beijing seeks to assess dominance in the regions, pursuing territorial claims to secure strategic maritime routes and access to the resources. Realism suggests that states act to maximize their powers and security, and China's actions in the South China Sea, such as island buildings and military prisons, reflect this pursuit of strategic advantage in a competitive international system. One of the reasons China wants to control over the South China Sea not only for economic or historical reasons, but also want to pursue the One China policy, where they want to expand China's military spheres of influence in Asia to limit the abilities of other states in the regions for fear of provoking China, where China's regional strategy, as indicated by its actions in the South China Sea, is based on the principle of offensive for power maximization. With that, I thank you for watching my video.